Welcome back, everybody. Take a break with Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
Wonderful. Time is ticking. I'm about to be.
If
there's any fans out there that want to go on a date, you have one more week. You have one more week.
Is that why you're wearing a plaid shirt tonight?
That's it. Yeah. I'm trying to look nice on my last week before I'm locked down for the rest of my life.
You're going on Hinge or Bumble tonight? You're taking a photo in the plaid shirt?
Oh, God, I've never even been on those websites. I've been with my partner for so long. Those websites didn't exist when we started dating.
Wow, you missed out.
I know.
All right, what do we got tonight, Alex?
Yeah, we're gonna hit on some stuff that we've kind of talked about a little bit in the past, but some newer items. For example, the McFarlane covers. There's a couple more that we haven't ever spoke of that we should talk about. We're gonna talk Swordmaster, who is a newer character. We're gonna talk about Tokyo Ghost, which is just got picked up, and a favorite of mine, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So, Alex, everything is getting picked up. It looks like
everything. You should put a pitch out there just so you can get picked up by Netflix, because everybody's selling everything.
Look, I know that I send you at least 2 to 3 articles a week,
right?
Something that gets picked up. I mean, it's like crazy.
It's everything.
All right. So, what are we starting with, Alex?
Let's talk about the McFarlane covers. We've talked about it a little bit in the past, but these are some books that we've actually never talked about.
Yeah. So now it's seeping over into like everything McFarlane cover related, like everything McFarlane cover related. I don't know if people are waiting for the next signature series. Todd has not signed, I believe, in 2 years now.
Just about,
for signature series, and it's just trickling over. And it's funny because the books that it's trickling over to are the lower pop type books. So if there's any heat at all on these books, they're going to go crazy because, look, I will tell you, back in the day when McFarlane was announced as a cover artist for these books, they definitely sold a lot of copies, but they didn't sell Spider-Man and Hulk copies numbers. They sold a lot of copies, just not that kind of levels. And
there
now
was
that
fans, but it wasn't like it is now by any means.
Yeah. So so there's 4 new books that have sold for crazy money in 9/8. All right, Alex. So let me ask you something. Excuse me. What do you think is causing this sort of trickle down effect of, like, first it was Spider-Man, then it was the Hulk, then it was like Spawn, then it was Gunslinger Spawn, then it was all the Spawn homage covers, and now it's like anything that Todd did a cover to. Like what's going on there?
I think it's just you have people that are fans. Like, there's if you look in the fine art world, right? There's not just like 5 Picassos that people are into. They're into anything he touched. If he scribbled on a napkin, that's up at Sotheby's auction house for hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. It's that you're seeing that. When you have a Marvel Tales CGC 9.8 on your wall, it's a beautiful cover. People know it's McFarlane. His signature's on the cover, and they can just be like, "Yeah, this is my McFarlane collection," or "This is an early Todd McFarlane." I mean, we're going to talk about a couple things here that at least 3 out of the 4 we're going to talk about are McFarlane covers that if you type in Todd McFarlane covers, these aren't coming up in your Google searches unless you keep scrolling.
Yeah, I mean, and the prices are crazy. So the first one I want to talk about is from 1989. Marvel Tales number 232. He did a whole run of Marvel Tales.
Yes.
And these books are all picking up steam, but they're very, very low pop books because they're reprint books, but Todd did the covers for them. They're absolutely beautiful. So Marvel Tales 232, December of 89, 9 blue label, 1 gold label, 9.8. Wow. They're up to $500 already.
That's crazy.
I mean, by the way, that's like a $1 book. It's like a $1, $2 book. It's a reprint book.
These are quarter pin books. These are books that Marvel Tales never were worth anything. Maybe the first handful from the 60s.
The reprints.
Not that. Yeah, exactly.
All right. The next one I want to talk about was 1991, Conan the Barbarian 241. Now we know Conan's getting hot again anyway.
Yes.
February of 91, 36 blue label, 6 gold label 9.8. Those are selling for $950 now, Alex.
That's into
almost
$1,000.
That
tell me who was in the 90s when the comic boom was going crazy? Who was collecting Conan the Barbarian? Very few people.
We were very heavy into McFarlane and Jim Lee at the store. Very heavy. That Conan book, we always kept them in stock, but we did not have the volume
Sure.
You,
It's not Spider-Man.
for every 200 copies of Spider-Man, you'd have 1 or 2 copies of those Conan books.
It would sell to your hardcore fans, but no, the print run of those, it has to be small. It's towards the end of the run.
Right. The next one is another reprint, Alex.
Yes.
Another one. G.I. Joe Special #1, February of 95, 106 Blue Label, 26 Gold Label 9.8, $880 the last one sold for.
Yeah, this is a key. I remember even like 15 years ago, people were like, I want this book. This Todd McFarlane Snake Eyes cover. It's amazing. He literally just redrew Spider-Man as Snake Eyes. People love this cover. Love it.
It's so iconic that Batman now just did the Dark Knight cover, and they're doing silver and gold and virgin.
Yeah, of course. And this was the first, he homaged himself on this cover. Like this is like homages were kind of happening. He homaged himself on this cover, what, a handful of years later? Crazy.
The only thing I think that would have been better that I would have liked to have seen is I would have liked to have seen Todd do the Batman cover.
Right. Yeah. Give him the money. Just do it.
I mean, if Todd, can you imagine if Todd did that cover and they did the gold and the silver and the virgin?
Oh my
1 in 100, 1 in 250. By the way, those books are already pre-selling at hundreds of dollars.
Sure. Yeah. That's game over.
Yeah. So, and then the last one, which we spoke about a few weeks ago, and we said we would come back to because we wanted to wait for it to be in the marketplace, is King Spawn #1. Those are the ones that Todd signed.
Yep.
They sent out to the retailers. That came out in August of this year. He signed. They're all numbered out of 1,697.
Yep.
So if you do the math, you could figure out what the print run was, I guess, because actually it's not going to be exactly divisible. Now CGC has graded 570 of the 1,697. So there are definitely retailers that did not send it in, and they were accepting that book with the certificate. Yep. I know that Toy Wiz had their book and they didn't send it in. I said, "Oh, why don't you send it in?" Like, yeah, because they didn't want to wait 10 months to get it back.
No. Sell it, make your money now, and wait for later. Yeah,
which I understand. And that book is selling for about $1,200. So that book is on fire. That book is hot. So we talked about it. We just weren't sure where that price was going to land up. But that was very clever, and I think you're going to see more of that stuff from Todd and other publishers in the future, where they know that their autograph is worth something.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What do we got next, Alex?
Swordmaster.
Okay, so Swordmaster is something I never heard of.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden I started doing research and the prices are crazy.
Yes.
So I know it's by Greg Pak and I know he's very popular. So so talk to me about Swordmaster. Like, Alex, what is going on with Swordmaster?
This is a brand new character, so there's not a lot of history there, but with Shang-Chi coming out and a lot of Asian descent martial arts type characters, you're gonna assume you're gonna see a lot more of this, and I think that the speculating of this book makes more sense. The character Lin-Lee, again, created not so long ago. He is a skilled martial artist. He is a skilled sword fighter. He has like a magical sword that his father gave him, and he teams up with Shang-Chi in the books and everything, and he's not going anywhere. Same with Arrow. It's the same type of characters where you're seeing new characters come out that Marvel's using. Just look at Miles Morales. Look at everything that Miles Morales has done, and you can pretty much bet that characters of the same ilk are going to explode. They're going to put them in books. Shang-Chi made a good amount of money. That movie was very good, and it's going to spawn more Marvel stuff.
Hey, you stuck Spawn in there.
That's it.
This book's on fire, Alex.
It's on fire. Yes. Low print runs.
War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #2. It was only July of 2019.
It's a very new book. Very new book.
So Gang Yuk Lim art, I don't recognize him, and Wu Dei Shim cover, I don't recognize those guys. I do not remember seeing stuff.
New for Marvel, yeah.
Got it. Okay. There are 222 Blue Label, 1 Gold Label 9.8. It's about a $200 book for the basic level book, which is pretty good. Okay, it's about $20 raw. Okay. The 1 in 25 Ron Lin variant cover. There are 50 Blue Label, 4 Gold Label 9.8s. It's a $1,300 book, Alex.
I know. Good for Ron Lim. I hope he got a lot of comps I hope he kept his comps.
$1,300. Oh, you're right. If he kept his comps, he cleaned
If
up.
he kept his comps,
Right.
he's good to go. Yeah.
He's good to go. You're right. And then the second print has a Gang Yuck cover, 23 blue label, 0 gold label, 9.8. That's about a $300 book. So again, the second print more than the first print, and that's about a $50 raw book. Then Swordmaster had his own series that came out 2 months later. So they went right from War of the Realms to Swordmaster. So they kind of had to know
They knew
that they were going right into right from War of the Realms to Swordmaster. So that came out in September of 2019. 28 blue label 9.8s, 0 gold label 9.8s. That's about $100 book today. Not too bad. It's a Shuizu and Greg Pak story with Gunji cover and art. The John Tyler Christopher action figure cover, 1 blue label, 0 gold label. That's about a $5 to $10 raw book. Again, there's no telling what these will sell for in CGC if the low pops, right? So these could sell for hundreds of dollars. The Philip Tan 1 in 25 variant cover, 1 blue label, 0 gold label, $20 to $30 raw. The Hanging 1 in 50 variant cover, 1 sold for $1,000. Two blue label, 0 gold label, 9.8. So maybe the pop hasn't caught up yet, and maybe they haven't entered into the database. But that's an $80 to $125 raw book. And then the second print Valentina Reminar cover, 1 blue label, 0 gold label, 9.8. Those are $15 raw. Those are, $1,000, $1,300. Like those are monster prices, Alex.
The number one print run had to be 15 to 25,000. This is not a big book. This is not a big book. That is a low print run.
Crazy. All right. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us, Alex?
My pick of the week is a lot of picks. So recently, the distribution company that distributed all the comic books, Diamond, people have been leaving and going to different distributors. Penguin Random House, who has been a book distributor for many years, started distributing Marvel comic books, the single issues. First time. Last week, the first shipments came out, and they did not ship them well. A lot of those books got damaged. Now, when you're doing a print run of books, you see that the dealers and the stores, they're ordering, let's say all in, they're ordering 100,000 copies. You probably make 110,000. You have some for damages.
I think it's 2 to 3%.
Yeah, very small amount overage. Just, for damages, for misses, for lost packages. Almost every retailer I saw had damages in their pile. I don't think they're going to have replacements for these books. I think you are going to
go back to press.
I think they're going to have to go back to press. I think last week's the first PRH Penguin Random House order, any book from that week in a 9.8 is going to be extremely
So we should be on the lookout
rare
for those.
I think if you can find one in the wild, no matter what it is, I think 9/8 of any of those books from that week are going to be extremely hard to find.
Right. Some books are the runs are not going to be large enough to go back to press.
Right.
And they might just say, forget about it. And then all of a sudden it's the next Swordmaster.
Right. Or a Black Widow #6. Like,
right.
There's going to be something in some of those books that you're just not, and there's stuff that came out that week that, it's all going to second prints. It's all going to second print. There is not going to be replacement copies.
Good call, Alex. All right, cool. All right. Next, what do we got, Alex?
We're going to Tokyo Ghost.
Okay, another book I had heard nothing about.
Yep.
And the prices are crazy.
Yep.
Okay, tell me what's going on with this Tokyo Ghost and why we're seeing these crazy prices, Alex. From 2015, where did this book come out of? Out of nowhere.
Legendary Entertainment has already started in development in March of this year, 2021, of making this into a film. So it's already going to become, it's a Rick Remender book, and mostly all of his independent stuff from Image has been picked up somewhere along the lines for
what is the story about? What is the story?
So it's a futuristic story. It's set in 2089. It's, think a little Wall-E. Humans are addicted to technology entertainment, and that is their drugs, if you will. And there are people that sell higher end entertainment, kind of like on the underground. And there are two lead police, if you will, who are supposed to, kind of like keep the peace between the world, Debbie and Led, and they're tasked with going to Tokyo, the Garden Nation of Tokyo, because the last holdout of technology. So this place in Tokyo, the Garden Nation, Tokyo, all of Tokyo, is all of a garden. There is no technology there. It is technology free. And these people are tasked to go in there and essentially take it over. This is more space that they can use. They can do more stuff there. And it's just kind of like a, futuristic tale. And, Hollywood loves that stuff of original ideas. So as soon as Legendary picked it up, which everybody knew it was going to be, this was a jumping on point for, a studio, it went crazy. And
the low pop books. So Tokyo Ghost #1, Sean Murphy, cover A, September of 2015, 87 blue label, 11 gold label, 9.8. So that's about $175 book. Like you said, it's first appearance of Led Dent and Debbie Decay and Davey Trauma. It's a Rick Remender story with Sean Murphy cover and art. Cover B is the Hollywood cover.
Mm-hmm.
Very same, almost the same pop, 71 blue label, 11 gold label, 9.8s. That's also about $175 book. Then there's the Sean Murphy Convention Sketch Edition, 24 blue label, 28 gold label, 9.8. Those are $600 in 9.8.
That's a small pop. These are all been submitted. We're not waiting for these. I think these are all submitted.
And then there's the Sean Murphy Diamond Retailer Summit Edition, which is the sketch of the Hollywood cover.
Right.
Okay. So the convention sketch is a sketch version of cover A.
Yeah.
The Diamond Retailer is a sketch version of the Hollywood cover. 20 blue label, 7 gold label, 9.8s, $450 to $500 on the 9.8s, $80 raw. And then there's a blank sketch cover, 12 blue label, 9.8s that I can't find any copies raw or graded.
It's crazy. Sean Murphy is
nuts.
Huge right now as well.
So Alex, this stuff is crazy. Okay, what are we closing up with today, Alex?
My favorite vampire slayer, Buffy.
All right, so another nostalgic property.
Yeah.
That we seem to be talking about this every single week.
Yeah.
There's another property that's coming up. What is going on with Buffy, and why is it all of a sudden back again?
Yeah, I mean, you called it. It's nostalgia. I mean, Buffy ran for, I believe, 7 seasons, if not more, and was just like on for a long time. Reruns on TV constantly. You think of like Charmed. You think of Supernatural, shows like that. These are the hardcore fans, and new fans are coming in. So it's about Buffy Summers, who Joss Whedon, a little known movie director and writer. This was his first movie. It had Luke Perry in it. Buffy Vampire Slayer was a movie. And then maybe I think about 7 to 8 years later, there was a TV show. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A girl who is chosen to be, the one that saves everybody and has powers and kills the vampires. But like you said, it's nostalgic. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, these books are on fire again.
Yeah.
So Dark Horse presents annual 1998, first appearance of Buffy, September of 1998. 51 blue label, 11 gold label, 9.8s. It's about a $700 book. It's $100 raw. First appearance of Buffy in the comic books. It was a Mike Mignola story, by the way.
Yeah.
With Mike Mignola art. I did not know that.
Early Mignola writing stuff.
Yeah, very early. I mean, you're talking about 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Buffy #1, Arthur Adams cover came out same month. 19 blue label, 4 gold label, 9.8s. That's also about $100 book. That came out the same month as Dark Horse presents annual. So so they obviously timed it. Okay, now we get into the real good stuff. Sarah Michelle Gellar for years never signed autographs, and in the last couple of years did a couple of signings, and everybody wanted the photo covers to get signed, and you couldn't find them. They're 22 years old, 23 years old. So the Another Universe Sarah Michelle Gellar photo cover, 40 blue label, 1 gold label, 9.8. That's about a $200 book, and that's $50 raw. I'm surprised they're not even more, because when Sarah's doing her signings, that's the book you'd want to get signed.
Yeah.
Then on the Another Universe Error Edition, 8 blue label, 2 gold label, 9.8s. That's a very, very hard book to find in high grade, Alice. They spelled exclusive wrong. Did you see that on the cover?
Yeah. I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple come by me when I used to work in Midtown. because you're
it
like,
as raw.
that is not the correct spelling. Yeah.
Right. For those out there listening, they spelled exclusive as exclusive. Exclusive.
Somebody didn't have their auto correct off on their phone. Yeah.
So that's about an $80 book in 9.0. You can't find them in high grade. So then there's the Arthur Adams Gold Foil Edition, 21 blue label, 3 gold label, 9.8. That's about $100. And then there's the regular Sarah Michelle Gellar photo variant, the non-event, Another Universe one, 40 blue label, 19 gold label, 9.8. That's about $150 book. By the way, if you're going to do a signing with Sarah Michelle and you could send in those books and buy a 9.8 and crack it, that's what I would do.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Right,
now that's a $500 book, $600.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everybody for joining us today. We hope you had a great time. We hope you enlightened you with some more comic book knowledge. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field, and we will see everybody next week. Same bad time.
Same bat channel. Thanks, guys.